So let's talk about the value on a used Toyota Tacoma, specifically the 2024 TRD Off-Road in Voodoo Blue Tacoma that I had. You know, I did a live stream recently and somebody asked if now is a good time or when is a good time to buy a used Tacoma. And coincidentally, I got an email from Carvana updating the value of my 2020 Tacoma. I had probably searched them out just to get an idea when I went to trade it. I do that across different platforms or websites when I'm looking to trade off a vehicle, just to get an idea of what to expect when I show up at the dealership. Now, let me do say before we take a look at this, this is kind of a wholesale price, if you will, because obviously companies like Carvana, dealerships, whatever, even CarMax, they have to add money to the price to be able to make money, right? They're not going to sell it for the same money they give you. There's no profit in that. So I think you have to add about anywhere from probably $2,000 to maybe $3,000 or so to the price of the car, or the truck in this case. Let me give you one little tip though. You know, in mentioning, or I don't think I did mention it, CarMax. What CarMax does is when they get a vehicle in, they really jack up the price on it for about a week or two to see if they can sell it. Makes perfect sense, right? They just got the car in. If there's somebody out there who's hot for it, they're gonna try to make that extra money. I've noticed this on vehicles that I've sold to CarMax. And then after about 2 weeks or so, they start to lower the price. And they will continue to lower the price until they sell the vehicle. Now, of course, the gamble for you is if you really want that vehicle, that Tacoma in this case, excuse me, you chance losing it if you're playing the game, right? If you're playing the market. So let's take a look. I've got this up in front of me right here, just received the email today. It says here that they would give me $31,000 for my 2020 Toyota Tacoma. Now, it was a double cab, TRD off-road, 5-foot bed, 4-wheel drive, by the way. And it's interesting, when I went in and looked at the details on the truck, they're pricing it as if it were an automatic, not a manual. So I'm guessing the manual price would be even less. But to answer the person's question about timing and when is a good time to buy, in looking at their report, in April, which was just about a month ago when this video was filmed, they would have given me $31,400 for this truck. Now, in May, 1 month later, it has gone down by $400. That represents, let's see, a percentage of 1.2. It actually went down $368 or something like that, I don't know. But it was a reduction of 1.2%. They do say that the average value change for all used pickups was $368. So mine went down $400. The average reduction is $368. So I actually lost $32 more than the average, according to Carvana. Now, what do they say the average value change for used cars as a whole is? They say that it has gone up $841 or 7% in the last 30 days. So something is obviously going on in the used Tacoma market. You know, the big thinking out there, the thing that people would have you believe is that since the 2024, which is what I have now, right, came out, that suddenly the third gens were going to become more valuable, that you were going to see the prices go up and that you're going to make money on that truck. But if you look at the numbers I just gave you, granted it's from one source, that doesn't hold true. They've actually dropped, and I think it's probably because the 2024 is out. In other words, you can go buy a new Tacoma now, and they're probably not taking into account the popularity or dislike of the new 24, because we all know, if you watch my videos or pay any attention to social media, the 2024 is not being well received. So one would think that the price or the value of the third gens would go up. but that's not true according to Carvana. So going back to what the price of my 2020 should be, given that they're offering me $31,000 flat right now, and adding in that $2,000 to maybe $4,000, $3,000 number, that truck probably would sell for $33,000 to $34,000 or $35,000, at least starting out. And of course, as I mentioned earlier, if it did not sell, well, then you would start to see those numbers come back down. What's going to be interesting to see is whether or not the third gens after the fourth gens have been out for a while actually start to increase. My personal feeling, and it is just that, a feeling, not a fact based on anything, is that they will not. Because these AI programs, and let's be honest, there isn't a room full of people sitting at desks calculating these numbers. It's all done by computer, by AI, if you will. So it's not going to take into account anything other than a new truck is out, this is an older truck, it's got to be worth less money. That's where they come up with the pricing. So where should you buy a used Tacoma right now? Where are you going to get the best deal? Well, I don't believe it's going to be at the dealership for sure. I always check places like Carvana, CarMax, places like that to see what kind of deal you can get. Now, the problem in doing that, as opposed to going to a dealer, is you're not going to be able to bargain or to dicker. CarMax does not dicker on their prices, right? It is what it is. You either pay what they're asking for it on that day, or you don't. There's no finagling. But there is an area you can finagle a little bit or deal a little bit when it comes to a place like CarMax, and that's things like bad tires, which they typically replace anyway, but if it's marginal and they haven't, you can sometimes negotiate things like that. New tires, maybe a new windshield if you've got chips or cracks in it, maybe a couple of oil changes, things like that. Things that the dealership can add, or the CarMax, I guess it's a dealership, that they can add to the truck to maybe appease you or get that sale. I had done it myself. I bought, actually it was a Mercedes a while back, and it didn't have the, I think it was the first aid kit, or no, it wasn't. It was the repair kit for the tires, the stupid goop and pump or whatever. Didn't have that with it. Whoever had the car before either used it or took it out, I don't know. So CarMax agreed to go ahead and provide that to me after the fact, which they did. Now, one other thing I want to mention about places like CarMax is the manuals. They will provide you with a manual. You have to go to a different site or whatever and get one. But they will provide it to you if you want to go ahead and pick it up. I think you have to pay for it first, and then they'll reimburse you after the fact. Anyway, that's the scoop right now. It does seem to be a good time to buy the Tacoma, at least based on one source, Carvana. Leave a comment. Let me know if you're in the market for a used Tacoma. Maybe you just don't like the new one, or maybe you just want an older one. What are you finding out there price-wise? Is it a good time to buy? Thanks for watching. Stay safe out there. Bye.